Try to go look for another little alligator.
Hello there. This
See how
is
close we can get to the little man. Miss Cat, Miss
welcome
Katrina,
to
Miss Chloe, they treat him like a therapist. They
Louisiana.
tell him about what's going on. He listens. He's a very
swamp
good
tour.
listener. The alligators have in between 74 and 80 teeth in their mouth, and they reproduce teeth as they age. Over a 50-year lifespan, they can have over 3,000 teeth. There's no need for the
Here's an alligator.
He's not even looking at it. They grow about a foot a year, so we can say he's about 3.5, 4 years old. They come out of the egg. Right now it's pretty much the ending of their nesting season. The females have built a nest up on the shorelines, using all this aquatic vegetation around this organic material. They build a mound around 6 feet wide, 3 feet tall, and that's where the female alligator lays her eggs. She can lay up to 50 eggs at a time. Those are going to be hatching soon. They come out of the egg in between 8 and 10 inches long. Around a 65-day period of time it takes for those little alligator eggs to hatch. During that time, if the alligator egg's gotten over 86 degrees, it'll be a little male alligator. If it stays underneath 86, it'll be a little female alligator. Our water's relatively low around here in the Chapelai Basin. Just about a month ago, this entire island was submerged. If you look over here to the left, you're seeing an abandoned old houseboat over there. That was completely underwater right there. The Chapelai Basin is the largest distributary of the Mississippi River. Also the largest river basin swamp in North America. That big grassy knoll.
I don't know if my video is gonna see, so I'm hoping.
Just look
25
out.
miles across at its widest point is the eastern dive levee. You'll be able to see that one at the Rama Marathon exit on the way back there. You know, 510. So its widest point is 25 miles wide and 150 miles long. 1.4 million acres. A mixture of bottomland, hardwood forest.
I saw
Cypress, tupelo,
it
and
popped
willow
up,
swamp.
popped
That's
up.
this area here. And further down south is a couple of freshwater brackish marsh where you experience the coastal tide. There's a shrimp, crab, oysters, redfish, speckled trout, flounder in the water down there. Around here, completely freshwater. In between 10 and 12 feet of water underneath the boat here. Directly in the center of the Atchafalaya Basin is the very deep, very slick current of the Atchafalaya River. Essentially backfeeds all these backwater lake swamps on the outskirts of that river. And you guys just saw flying fish? That's an invasive species of fish called the Asian carp. We've been calling them the Cajun dolphin around here. I've had 2 jump in the boat in the past week. There's scales down here. So if one of these hops up in the boat with us for any reason, don't panic.
yeah.
You love them?
Right as I looked over, it just looked over.
Yeah. Huh. But for any reason, one of these big fish, they're 2.5 feet long, 20-25 pounds of fish piece. They're not small. If for any reason one jumps on board with us, don't panic. I'll grab it with a towel and throw it overboard. All the little sections of the Atchafalaya Basin have a name. This is Henderson Swamp here. 170,000 acres of the 1.4 million. Very docile, not a whole lot of current. Has its own control structures in place. They can control, Army Corps engineers, wildlife and fisheries controls this area like a big bathtub. They can open it up, drain it, close it in, keep about 9 foot of water in here at all times. That's the way it is right now. Cool stage, we call it. About 3 miles south of us is a flood control structure that holds 9 feet of water in. Come August and September, they're going to open that floodgate and draw this lake down 4 feet lower than it is today in an attempt to control all the aquatic vegetation in the water. The giant salvinia, the water hyacinth, you'll probably call those the water lilies. Over there to the left, you can see a whole lot of stumps over there. That's what we call an old growth cypress forest. We took every last one of those trees out of here. Those have the potential to be 800 to 1,000 years old, lost into extinction in this area. From the 1870s to 1920, by 1921, mice don't eat it. I kind of wish my house was made out of ball cypress. I very much so do. Up there in the top of that second growth cypress tree right there, you can see a large bird of prey. That's your osprey, kind of like a small eagle. They've been on the nest for the past couple of months. Those chicks have begun to hatch. They lay in between 2 and 4 eggs at a time. Very interesting birds. There's another one a lot closer to us right up here. They mate for life. They usually travel in pairs, male, female. The female will be your larger of the two. Extremely interesting birds. Very, very keen eyesight.
See it? Yeah.
And eat primarily fish. They can spot the silhouette of a fish from below the surface of the water from over 100 feet in the air. They swoop down, grab those fish with their talons, take them back to the nest and feed the young.
You get a picture of it?
I tried. I couldn't do it.
Well, yeah, once my GoPro video starts, Mom, I
Somewhere in
can't.
between 12 and 14 of these
I can't
out here in
zoom
the
out,
flat
so.
area. We do a Christmas tour in the middle of December, November, late November until Christmas time. Right during that time, the American alligator is hibernating. They're cold-blooded reptiles. Their form of hibernation is called brumation from December to March around here. They burrow themselves down in the mud, become completely dormant, slow their heart rates down 1-2 beats a minute, and essentially become lifeless. It makes my job pretty difficult to find everybody an alligator during that time, so we make up for that off season during the Christmas tour. During that time, the bald eagles are using the very same nest that the ospreys are using now. Yes, ma'am. There's a lot of them. I see more and more bald eagles every year. Over there to the left, you can see some rectangular boxes out there covered in brush. That's for duck hunting in the middle of winter. Freezing cold sport that day. Dock out there. Little bench you can sit on inside that structure. They wait for those migratory mallards, teals, wood ducks year round, fly over. Me being a fisherman, I've tried to give them a full limit of speckled trout, a full limit of redfish for one duck, and they will not do it. They just absolutely work too hard for those ducks. I'm gonna keep trying. There's over 100 species of fish around here in the water. I spend most of my time chasing around the largemouth bass. We also have spotted bass, white and yellow bass. Those are your little hybrid stripers. And we have a fish in the water called a sac-a-lait. Sack of milk in French. That's describing the delicacy that comes off those fillets. Any recreational angler can come out and
Like I said, because my GoPro can't zoom in once the video starts. It looks like this is like the biggest swamp in the world.
We get excited about those little fish. Right here, these bald cypress trees to our left, we call these second growth cypress trees. These are the seedlings of each and every one of those stumps around out there, somewhere around 100 or so years old. They're very important to our ecosystem. They have a root system that grows out horizontally underneath the mud over 100 feet, attaches itself to its neighboring trees, keeps them super stable in the soft mud. And if you've ever heard of a cypress sneeze, those come up vertically out of the horizontal root system for any structural support. I have a fishing buddy out here somewhere. I found him. He said he was coming out here this morning. One of my favorite guys to fish with. So hopefully we'll see him. You can see a few of the little cypress knees poking up out of the cypress trees out there. If you guys were ever curious to see an old growth cypress tree that has the potential to be over 1,000 years old, the closest place I can tell you to go is 20 miles south of the East, Lake Fossey Point. Lake Fossey Point State Park down here. That's a 17,000 acre lake surrounded in that old growth cypress. Some of them basically these trees are 6 to 8 foot in diameter, 120, 125.
I did.
Tall. Atchafalaya Basin is the southernmost part of the Mississippi Flyway for migrating birds. Over 250 species of birds can be found over the course of any given year out here. My favorite are the herons, the great blue heron, the great egret. I can see a couple along the shoreline here. Patience of their virtue, typically just staring at the surface of the water, waiting for a little crawfish to pass by, a little minnow, maybe a grass bird. 48-inch wingspan. That's your great blue heron right there on the right-hand side. And that's your great egret over there on the left. Your great egret's the symbol of the Audubon Society. Very, very sharp, serrated beaks they have for piercing the flesh of those fish they catch. Up on the top of here we have an aninga.